Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube. I'm here to do a review of Benight and Beguile, Book 7, Chapter 12, The Nightmare Was Real. So you have two trials going on. You have the human trial of Mary Good, uh, Evie, and Matthew. And you have the witchcraft trial of Mary Good and uh, Jacqueline Gray. And Jacqueline is owning to everything she's done here, and she's apologizing to Evie for what she, or sorry, Mary for what she's done. She's betrayed their coven, and the coven is telling her this. You've sold your soul here. You've betrayed the coven by snitching on one of your sisters. It isn't good for Jacqueline, but it also isn't good for Mary because Mary has used her powers. Again, there's throughout To Be Night Beguile, especially when John's gotten into the witchcraft stuff, there is consequences for these witches, heavy consequences, and that's again, there's a lot of consistency within the story, and that is just one great example of the consistency. You have two women, both have magic, both have used magic. Now, Jacqueline also somewhat helped with Caspian. Now, but she didn't sell anybody out at that point. It wasn't until the next book she did that, started doing that shit. So, and Mary is being shown, Mary in a coffin. Hey, this is what's got to happen. So it's not looking too good for Mary. Now I also think it ain't looking good for Jacqueline either, and it's because Jacqueline is in some deep trouble. So my favorite part of book 7 is you finally have Caspian finding out about that he was this guy named Victor Holton, and he has a daughter named Danielle. And he learns this from Celeste, who's talking to Nick. Nick is there to update her on her brother Jonathan, who's in the hospital, Churchill Green, I believe it is. Now, Nick is not a doctor at the mental hospital. He's a doctor at the main hospital. He's a doctor at the main hospital, and he tells her that it's a very that her brother doesn't have a doctor right now, that a new psychiatrist is coming from San Francisco, that they have not arrived yet. So he's sort of, there are nurses watching him, sure, and stuff like that, but he doesn't have a main psychiatrist. But Nick is saying, I will check in on him until the new psychiatrist arrives. Basically, sounds like I'll keep an eye out for him, and then they're out for him, because he doesn't want him to basically diminish, And Nick's dealt with mental patients too. I mean, the fact, if Nick can work miracles with Caspian and Rebecca, yeah, I'd hire her. I'd definitely hire her. But I do love the Celeste playing, again, she's playing a very dangerous game with Rebecca, but she's also unknowingly playing a very dangerous game with Caspian, because what she doesn't realize, and I think what Rebecca is somewhat realizing to some degree, is the evil entity of Caspian Cassador may be still lingering. she's worried about it. And Nick is very concerned here too, as he takes Caspian up to his room after Caspian finds out everything. You have a very well placed heel here coming back. This has been really well set up, because you got hints along the way that he wasn't gone, and very good hints. But it'll be interesting to see what happens with him as well. It also be see what happens. Well, is he going to fully come back, or is Daniel Holton? What does Daniel Holton know about her father prior to becoming possessed? There's that. I'm interested in that conversation too. The jail conversation of Matthew and Evie, wanting to, they want freedom. And, Evie knows that Jacqueline is behind a lot of the trial stuff that's been going on. Evie's aware of it. She knows how Jacqueline is. And Matthew is a bit skeptical of it being Jacqueline. He sure isn't Sebastian. Again, Matthew doesn't trust Sebastian. And considering the last thing what Sebastian has done to Matthew's sister, I don't blame him. But Evie assures him, and Evie's right. So, and that's the thing. You have a lot of nightmares becoming reality here. And it's really well titled when you get to the end here, when Charlotte, who's talking telepathically with Sebastian and telling him, hey, your father's alive, look for Christopher Weasley, only to find out, hey, there are people who know you're here. And, Sebastian doesn't have the heart to tell Fatima, yeah, there are spies that know I'm here. It doesn't take a telepath to know I'm here, is really, really good. I think, too, to sort of like one of my biggest questions with this book is, most of all, when you get into the supernatural, is I get the punishment, like the witches punished, like are going to be punished here, probably both on both sides. But I also get the sense that there are other things at play here. I sort of wonder, when the shadow sort of man, Caspian Cassador, came out, the shadow figure that shot Jacob and stuff like that, is he the punishment the witches have always unleashed, or is there another form? Is there another form beyond this? Are they going to create a form or a figure to deal with, okay, you know what? We've been watching you, but we're also tired of the betrayal and the reckless use. Is there going to be, what's basically what I'm asking, what the punishment's going to be? So it's going to be interesting to see. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's a very, very very great chapter. Link to Benight and Beguile is going to be in the description box. Go check it out.